Every morning, when I walk into school, I see throngs of students pushing by one another in the hallways. Many students are white, some are black, and a few are Asian and Hispanic. But by the time I reach my second period, Advanced Placement Language and Composition class, the makeup of the class itself has changed. What once seemed like a diverse group of students in the halls is now only a few specks of color peppered in the ivory ocean. Even the teacher at the front of class has always been white. I often wonder to myself, can he understand how I'm feeling at this moment? This feeling of isolation and imposter syndrome? As more students like me continue to climb the ranks in the tougher classes, this image is becoming far too common. Across the state of Delaware and the United States, students of color are sitting alone in AP classes. I often think to myself, I want to make a change, but how? I started by becoming a member of the Delaware Youth Advocacy Council, a group of high school students who come together to propose recommendations for higher quality learning. Through this program, I was able to come in contact with several people affiliated with the Department of Education and the state government. One program visitor who was truly invested in my fight for AP teacher diversity was Delaware Senator Nicole Poore. Ms. Poore went out of her way to provide me information regarding the demographics of AP teachers in Delaware. In the 2017 to 2018 school year, there are 376 individuals currently teaching AP courses in Delaware. Out of those 376, only 19 of them are African American or Latino. 19. I was floored by this data. But when I looked at my own school, I noticed an interesting trend. The few teachers of color within my school were regulated to lower-level college preparatory courses in which the majority of the students are black. I understand the rationale. Place teachers of color where the most students of color are. But here's the issue with that logic. It creates a perpetuating cycle of mediocrity for students who look like me. Without AP teachers of color, students may feel that they would not be able to succeed in a predominantly white environment. With no one to advocate for them, the giftedness gap continues to perpetuate. What do I mean by this? Researchers at the American Educational Research Association found that even between students with the same math and reading test scores, a white student is more than twice as likely as a black student to get recommended for a gifted or talented program. The researchers tried to find a root cause for this data. They looked at the child's exact age, socioeconomic status, and health. But the answer they found was it came down to the race of the teacher. When high-achieving black children were taught by a black teacher, they were just as likely to get accepted into a gifted program as similarly high-achieving white children. There was no longer a black-white giftedness gap. White children were unaffected by the race of their teacher. They were equally likely to get accepted into a gifted program regardless of the race of their teacher. Speaking from personal experience, I feel if I had a teacher of color at the front of the class, I would feel more motivated and less insecure about my place in these rigorous courses. Therefore, I'd like to propose some recommendations on how we can solve the ongoing issue of AP teacher diversity. Create an incentive for schools with the most diverse AP teacher population. In the same ways that colleges and universities are held accountable to affirmative action policies, school districts need to be held accountable by the Department of Education to ensure that their AP classrooms are diversified, not only in students, but in teachers too. Lastly, I want guidance counselors to be more open about the benefits of AP classes to all students. They need to tread carefully when they say, "We don't want you to feel overwhelmed. We can make that decision for ourselves, thank you." The reason I'm on the stage today is because I never want future students of color to feel that they will not be able to succeed in a predominantly white environment. I'm on the stage today because I want AP students to become the policymakers and change makers we need in our society. I'm on this stage today because I want students of color to realize they can excel in an AP class and make the changes necessary for future generations. Thank you.